Alright guys, so this is part 2 of the mailer videos. The first part deals with the download of the templates folder, which many of you have already done earlier in the year. It also deals with setting up the actual forms themselves, making a couple edits. We had to change the column headers on the database. Again, you feel free to customize a little bit. If you understand the general principle, you can make some edits to suit yourself. Some people like to make the letters a little more generic. Some people like to include some additional information that focuses it in. Anytime you include more information, that never hurts. Most of the time it doesn't hurt, should I say. But it always establishes some credibility. And some people have multiple properties that they can't even remember they own. So if you put some additional information, it certainly is not going to hurt you, especially if you can automate it. So let's go ahead and get right into it. This is going to be the actual performance of the mail merge itself, and let's start with opening up our C drive here. We're going to go to Windows Explorer, the file icon here on your taskbar. I'm pretty sure that shows up as a default. I don't think I need to show you how to attach that file icon to your taskbar. I'm pretty sure it's already there. But we're going to go to our C drive, so we'll scroll down on the left side here. Usually starts up here somewhere. We'll scroll down using the bar, click on the C drive, Windows C, and that brings up our menu where our templates folder lives. We'll double click on templates, we'll double click on mailings, brings us into the mailings folder, and we're going to open up our mailer template first. And again, in video 1, we did make a couple changes to this. We took note of the actual fields. You can see the fields are designated by these symbols. I don't know what you call those, greater than or less than signs, I guess. But that indicates a field. When you click on it, it's kind of gray. That's an indication that that's a field. These are highlighted here, but it's just highlighted for the owner to notice when you print it off in color. It's not a field. And you could actually put a field right here if you wanted to, but again, I'm not going to cover that in this video. You can Google that or use the help menu to figure out how to assign fields. I believe it's under the mailing tab, and you have to jump through some hoops in order to insert a field. I think you might have to do something with this, but again, look at me, I'm going ahead and explaining it anyway. Let's just leave that out for now. I just put South Berkeley. You just make sure that this is updated for the circuit that you need to send the letters out and save it. But this is a 2-page document. I don't know if I made that clear the first time around. I think this is a great idea to print these documents out simultaneously so that they're already in order. Typically in a mailer, we like to include the 1015 for the property owner to sign, the letter explaining the work, and we include also a self-addressed envelope, which I'm going to cover that as well, in that package so that they can, stamped self-addressed envelope, by the way, that they can then just drop in the mail, make it as convenient as possible for them, hopefully get that permission, and be able to do that work on the property. Okay, so we've got the file already set up here. Our fields are on point. Make sure your fields match up again with your database. We covered that in the last video. I'm going to go back to my window or my C drive here. I'm going to open up my database, which this is the most important component of your mailer right here. This is where all your information lives. And you've got the Arbline column, the owner, 2 address columns. This physical address column, which again, keep saying it, that's kind of an optional add-on that I think it's a good idea. Got some additional information for the property owner to consider. And of course the actual circuit column over here, which is just really a placeholder right now. If you want to put that circuit field in your on your actual 1015 here, again, I think it's a great idea. I'd probably actually increase the convenience factor of your forms. You don't have to remember to update this all the time, provided that your database is showing the correct circuit. Alright, so let's go ahead and get right into it. We'll start by opening our form file here, and the first thing we want to do is select recipients. Okay, we definitely have to do this the first time we open the file. After you've done it a couple times and use the same files, it probably is already selected, but We're going to click on that one time and we're going to say use an existing list. Okay, we'll click on that. And that just brings up my search bar here. And I'm going to navigate back to my C drive here under computer, C. As long as it says C: somewhere, that's good. Some of them don't say Windows, it says something else, I think. Not sure. Templates, double click. Mailings, double click. And remember letter recipients, right? Because this is the file that the scripts talk to and farm information to. So that's the database we want. We're going to highlight it. We're going to click open. Okay, and then this pops up. We're going to say, yeah, use sheet 1. And incidentally, first row of data contains column headers. Okay, that's important. I believe that's a default. Click OK. And now we're ready to move forward with the mail merge. So the next step is this database can get pretty long. I would suggest just using the same file for your entire year. You know, if you have one that contains last year's data, I would probably save it as a new file, maybe even an archive version. Save as an archive version. I have this archive folder already on there for you. You know, double click on that. You could save it as you can see I've got a letter recipients old, and then you've got use the other files like a fresh file to start fresh for 2017. Not a requirement, but it's just good file management. It helps you stay organized. But again, getting a little off topic here. Sorry, guys. So we'll go back to the form itself. We're going to say edit recipient list. Okay, and this is important if you have a lot of contacts, and the more contacts you have, the more important this is. So let me show you guys a trick. Many of you are not aware that you can filter this list. I've seen some people actually manually going through and unchecking all the ones that either they've already sent letters to or they're not ready to send letters to, and just leaving the ones checked that they want to send letters to. That's a little bit tedious. There's an easier way, and it's actually a similar function to the way Arborline filters. So we're going to click on filter, and we're going to make use of our Arborline column. So we're going to say on the field Arborline, okay, that's the column header, that's all that is. It's just saying that this, let's go back here, that it's looking for this column right here, this AL column, okay, go back, is greater than or equal to, because we want to include the number we want to start with, greater than or equal to Arborline number 1, okay. You can see I've got Arborline 1 through 3 here. And this is kind of pointless because I've only got 3 contacts, and they're the 3 contacts I want to send to. But let's just do it for demonstration purposes. If you have more than 3, obviously it's going to be more useful to you. And I'm going to say less than or equal to 3, right? Because I want to send letters to Arborline numbers 1 through 3. Actually, my only 3 that I have here, right? Greater than or equal to 1, less than or equal to 3. We don't have to worry about this column. We're going to click OK. And it looks the same, but if I had more, it would drop those off, and you would just have the ones that you want to send the letters to. Okay. So now that we've got that done, we'll click OK. And here's where the actual magic happens. What Microsoft is going to do is it's going to pull information from the database into these folders using these column headers. Okay. And so we'll go ahead and do that. And I typically like to preview the results first. That's just personal preference. You can just go right for the end result and click on finish and merge. But I like to preview results. Don't ask me why. It's just the way I've always done it. So when you click preview results, then you've got the mail merge that happens. It's going to pull Arborline 1 because that was in the Arborline 1 column. Of course, this information stays blank. This is just stock information. It's not a field, so it doesn't update. Same with AMS. But check this out. So this is a date code. You don't have to do anything with this. It always shows the current day's date. Okay. But look at this. All of a sudden I've got information here. Remember before it just said owner, it said address 1, it said address 2, but now it pulled information for record 1, right? Because this is a 2-page document. Record 1. Pulled the owner, pulled the mailing address, the mailing address 2, and then it also pulled the property address and stuck it in there automatically. I don't have to type it out, I don't have to worry about it, and it does it for as many as you have. Okay. Again, I like it if this is signed, by the way. I think it just looks better. So if you can figure that out, great. If not, no big deal. One thing I noticed in the letter here, which you can change on the form file itself, preferably before you do the mail merge, because once you do the mail merge, you have to change it for as many records as you have. But if you have an actual address in there, I would say your property at is the proper grammar there, right? At 345 Fargo Street. So you're gonna have to make that change back at your on your template if you want to use the address. In works if you're doing like the city, just a generic city, like Berkeley Springs, West Virginia. Performed by Potomac Edison near your property in Berkeley Springs, something like that. But just be aware of those type of things, proofread, spell check, that type of thing. And so this is record number 1, okay? And so if I'm in preview mode, I actually have to use this like CD player control to look at my different ones. So I'm going to say, let me look at number 2. Okay, this is record number 2. See Jane Smith here, it's different. See that? 103 Deerleap Court. Alright, so I'm feeling pretty confident right now. I'm going to go ahead and finish merge. Okay, and you have 2 options. If it was me, I would probably recommend, you could send it straight to a physical printer and just print out the pages, the paper, on paper. I would probably recommend saving these for your records. It's very easy to do. You would just go to print documents and then click which ones you want to print, which in this case would be all. And the procedure is the same for printing to PDF as it is printing out to actual paper. So I'm going to select my, whatever your PDF writer is, I'm going to select that PDF writer. In my case, it's the Nuance PDF. Yours might be like QPDF or another PDF writer, I'm not sure. There's a bunch of them. But if you do that, then you're going to actually print to a file. And I'm just going to print to my, let's see, it popped up here. There we go. You should get a little dialog box here. I'm gonna just print it to my downloads folder. I'd actually recommend printing to your 2017 circuit folder, wherever that is. So don't follow my pathway, it's different than yours, but 2017, say this was a circuit, like Federated Air Switch, in Frederick, I'd click on this, and then I'd go to mailings, and I'd probably even put a folder in here that says, today's 12/09/2016, and double click in there. Again, file management, guys, it's important. It's going to help you. And I would say, I'd probably say contacts 1 through 3, right? And give it a date. Right. This is what I do. As long as you can figure it out, as long as it's organized, whatever information or whatever format you want to save is fine. The key is that you can retrieve it later if you need to. Somebody says, hey, nobody sent me a letter, you can say, oh, you got them right here. I don't know what to tell you. It's a PDF, printed on 12/9/2016, that sort of thing. It'll help you later. It's come through for me a couple times, just making sure I had these on file. But if you want to just go ahead and print the records out physically, you can just go straight to the print. There's a couple options you have. You can just go straight to print again, print them to your physical printer, click OK. My physical printer is this Canon right here, so just select that. Come on. My computer's hanging up for some reason. There we go. Okay, so and then hit the OK button. That's going to print out every single one of your records, whether it's 3, whether it's 10, and it'll print them out in this order. 1015 letter, 1015 letter, 1015 letter for all your records, which is nice. Some of the guys have been using that for a while, and I think it works well. The other option you have is you can edit individual documents, and this kind of gives you a chance to see the entire set before you actually print it. So my computer is hanging up bad here. Sorry, guys. Come on. I'm going to pause the video real quick. I'll be back in a second once my computer comes back to life. Alright guys, we're back. I was able to go ahead and do that merge. So I clicked on, I actually have 2 Word documents open now. I clicked on the finish and merge, edit individual documents. And what that did is it just it did the mail merge and it broke the documents down into individual parts. So if I scroll down on the right now, you can see, instead of having to use the CD controls up here, you can actually see the records themselves all individually. So you have record 1, you have record 2 up there, and then of course record 3. Alright, so that's just another way to do it. Alright guys, I had to take a brief break there. I'm back now. Let's see. So what do? We printed off the actual individual documents. Just a couple different ways to do it. You can print it to PDF, which I recommend, and then print to paper from the PDF. Then you have the original document printed on a certain date. It's just nice to have that record. Or you can just print to paper. But I'd recommend having that record that you sent the letter out. Doesn't hurt, right? So now you got your letters. Your letters should be good to go and ready to be sent out. The only final step you need now is the actual envelope print. So this can help you. Actually, there's 2 steps. Sorry, there's the actual envelope print, and then there's the 3665 form. So let's go ahead and run that real quick. We're going to close out of this file. We'll leave it open. Let's leave it open. We may need to come back to it. So we've got 2 files in this mailings as well. They work in a similar fashion to the letters. They pull data from the letter recipients file using those mail merge fields. So let's start with the outgoing envelopes. You may need to make some edits to this in order to make it customized to your service center, to the address where you want the letters to be sent to. I'm going to click on Enable Editing. Remember that little feature, you have to do it the first time. Just click yes here. Database will be placed in this document. I'm going to click on no. We'll actually select the document. We'll select the recipients here directly. This is pulling old information from another file that I have. So don't, we'll go over that in a second here. So you're going to make the adjustments to this file. Hit the save button after you've made them. This was mine here for the Martinsburg Service Center. And same thing as for the letter template. You're going to go to Mailings, the Mailings tab here, and you're going to say Select Recipients. You're going to say Use an Existing List. And this works in the exact same way that the letters document works. So we're going to navigate to our C drive, Templates, Mailings, and we're going to go to our letter recipients. And we're going to say Sheet 1. And now you can see it actually, for some reason it doubled up here, the field. So I can just use my clicked right here. I can use my backspace key. And I just delete that, okay? Because otherwise it's going to print 2 names there. Alright, so hit the save key, and then we're going to say Edit Recipient List. These are the 3 addresses. These are the mailing addresses here under Address 1, Address 2. Again, it's important that these fields match the column headers on the data file. And we're going to go ahead and let's just demonstrate printing the individual edit the individual documents. For the envelopes, I'd probably just print these straight to paper. And of course, every printer's a little bit different. You have to set up your envelopes in a certain way, make sure they're face down if they need to be. You might need to print a couple test envelopes to make sure it works. But once you get it figured out, it's worth it because then it saves you all this handwriting. So you can see I have 3 records, and it prints off automatically the addresses that I need. Okay. And you don't need to save this. I don't usually save it. I just exit out. Don't save. Don't save this one either. This was the actual merge file. Actually, you know what? I'm going to save this one because it does have the corrected. I made a change to it. Okay. And then return envelopes, same exact procedure. Just make sure the return envelope obviously is going to have your address in the to column, if you will, or the to portion. Did I open the wrong one, guys? Return envelopes. Not sure. My computer's getting a little jacked up here. What's going on? Come on now. Alright guys, I'm going to pause real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back here. Alright, so this one again, enable editing. Let's say no. and this has got an outdated database here for me. This is an old database I used. So we're going to say go up to our mailings tab again, select recipients, use an existing list. I'm going fast this time, guys, because we've done it a couple times. C drive. It's always good to review, though, right? Mailings. I'm going to say letter recipients because it's the database we're looking at. Okay. And my forms look good here. They match the database headers. And so we're going to go ahead. We're going to edit the recipient list. Again, do your filter if you need to. Same thing here. Same thing applies as the letters. Didn't do that step on the last one, but just set it up the way you did the before with the arbor line column. That's probably the best column to use because it's a numerical column. Click OK. I want to send them to all. And we'll just go to, you would probably go to print. I'm just going to do edit individual documents just so you can see what would print out. Didn't work, did it? Try that again. Guys, I'm sorry I'm having issues with my computer. I think it's the video software running that's causing it to hang up. Be right back. Alright guys, I kind of gave up on the return envelopes. It's the exact same procedure as the outgoing envelopes. You just do the mail merge, print them out, and you should be good to go on that. Close without saving. It's not necessary. So in the interest of time, let's just skip right to the 3665. Again, same exact procedure. I'm going to open up this form. Make sure your file says 47 cents on the package price, and the fee is 38 cents. Postage, I'm sorry, not package. Postage is 47 cents. Click on Enable Editing if you need to. Sorry guys, just some stuff pops up. I'm going to click on No. And this probably won't pop up on yours. Maybe it will. Shoot, sorry guys. I think what's happening is I'm using a different version of Word, and it's causing me problems here. But yours should pop up properly. I'm kind of taking a gamble here and assuming that it will. Basically what you're going to need to do, this is looks like a 3 or 4 page document here, 4-page document, and it has column headers as the rest of your documents do. So it's just a matter of updating your information in this column here, highlighting text, and updating it to your information, making sure that this number is correct. Each 3665 sheet has 6 opportunities for addresses. If you have a partial sheet, make sure this is updated to show the correct number. Just professional do that. And when you actually do your mail merge, you're going to see that these rows will fill out with your records. And I don't believe you have to delete any of the extra form files here. Once you do the mail merge, it'll fill out with the number of contacts you have, and it'll leave the rest of them blank. Alright, so again, sorry about this incorrect formatting here. Again, I'm kind of gambling. I think yours should probably show up just fine. I think this is a conflict of Microsoft's versions. You can see I'm kind of running off the cuff here. I didn't actually test this, so sorry about that. But just make sure your addresses are current, and make sure you've got the right records selected with the filter. Do your mailer merge again, select recipients, all that fun stuff. Templates, mailings, letter recipients, that type of thing. Okay. So, and then of course your preview results. And mine's glitching. See, there's my records there. Yours will show up too, and see how the rest of them are blank. And then what I'd recommend is when you go to print, just print the pages that you need and leave the rest of them. Print again. PDFs are good unless you scan this in after the fact. You actually scan this in after you get the postmark from the post office showing the date and all that. That's just proof that you sent the letter on this date. That's why we do these. Helps on the back end if there's any question that the letter was actually sent. And then of course don't forget to log your letter attempts in Arborline. Again, that's important. Get credit for your efforts. We'd probably say we want to print a custom page range. So we'd say, again, yours is probably going to look a little different, but we'll put pages 1 through 1, right? Or just page 1. Because I just have 3 contacts. So anyway, that should pretty much cover the mailings. Again, Harborline, don't forget to log it. Scan your documents in, save these originals from the post office. Those with P cards, typically the procedure is when you hand your envelopes over to somebody with a P card, they'll actually pay to have it done and so forth. They'll get the signed copy back, put it in your mailbox, hand it off to you directly. Save those for the record, submit it with your final hard copies, and also scan it in. It's never a bad thing to scan these in as well. You shouldn't have that many of them. And it has the postmark and everything, and you can pull it up in a heartbeat, which is helpful if questions arise. So, all right, guys, this video is long enough. Hope you learned something. If you have any questions, any suggestions on the video, maybe I missed something, maybe something's not clear, just shoot me an email. If these videos need to be reshot at some point, I can do that, but I'm just trying to get the information out there quickly to you, so that you can get started with your procedures. So anyhow, it's a scoop. I will catch you on the next video. Thanks, guys.